Hey, I just did a session for a woman sitting right here in this chair where we connected with her loved ones across the veil and her guides, and they had some relationship advice for her. Couldn't we all use some of that? Well, it's readily available when we tune within, listen to the spirit within. And one of the greatest ways that we can help ourselves in getting along with others is realizing that we are both human and a soul. That's what living the awakened way is all about, realizing we're not only human and that we came into these bodies in human form for the joy of relationships. But as that reading showed me this morning, it is not always joyful. We face some real challenges, especially when we forget that we are a soul and that other with whom we're in relationship is a soul as well. Sometimes we get so caught up in our individual stories, we fail to see the soul in that other. One of my favorite exercises that I do in workshops and especially on my Awaken Way cruises is invite everybody to actually see each other at the soul level and to greet each other and look in their eyes and say aloud, I see you. It's a powerful experience to actually be seen by someone else at that deeper level beyond the story and to see others that way. But in this video today, I want to share with you an acronym. And if you followed my work at all, you know I love acronyms, but an acronym that stands for 4 qualities that help us view someone from the soul's perspective. But this one is not with the eyes. The acronym is HEAR. Hear someone at the soul level. But this actually doesn't have anything to do with listening. The acronym stands for 4 qualities that are completely in alignment with the soul. That if you can remember to use those qualities and hear someone as the soul does, it will completely transform your relationship. I use this all the time when I catch myself getting caught up in the story of me and you versus us and we as souls. The H in HEAR stands for humility. Many times a disagreement will go on and on and on because we're so sure we're right or we need to be right. That's the human way. But the soul realizes we all have different viewpoints. And there may be times when we're right and the other person is clearly doing something that's not moral and is clearly wrong in human terms. But when we can have the humility of the soul that realizes we're all equal at the level of the soul, we all make mistakes, then we rise to the level of compassion. Then we realize that we could be the one to make a mistake the next time, that none of us is perfect and never will be. That awareness that hurt people, we all make mistakes, that we are human, imperfect beings while in these bodies and souls gives us the innate humility that comes with realizing we have taken on incredible challenges in these human suits, and it's not always easy. And that just levels the playing field and allows us to be open to the guidance that can come from within when we approach a difficult situation with humility. So to truly hear what someone's saying, H, approach the situation with humility, and E, empathy. When you can bring in that compassion that says, wow, they would not have done that, or they would not be saying these things that are hurtful if they weren't hurting, or if they were not blinded to their true nature as a soul. Now we have empathy for them and we can understand and feel what they're going through. If we don't allow ourselves to feel compassion, to feel some sympathy and empathy for someone else, we're going to remain in that me versus you state of separation. The second aspect of living the awakened way, with the first being the awareness that you are not only human. The second aspect is recognizing we're all part of one big web that connects all of us. Empathy comes from that sense of connection rather than separation. So we see someone at the soul level and we hear them by holding awareness of humility, empathy, and now the A stands for appreciation. Appreciation of how challenging it is to be human. Appreciation for what the other person may be going through. All of the things I've already talked about apply here as well. When we can find something to be grateful for, that gratitude has a very similar vibration as appreciation. So to engender feelings of appreciation for someone, for yourself, for the relationship, will bring you into a state of coherence, which will allow you to see the whole situation and each other in a different light. I used to have a saying on my wall, there is always something to be grateful for. And truly, even when we feel like there is nothing good in a situation, if you pause, turn within, and hold in your awareness appreciation, you will find something, some good aspect in the relationship and in that other person with whom you might be facing a challenge to be grateful for. So humility, empathy, appreciation, and the final one is so important, are respect. Hold an awareness that we are all equal at the soul level. That because we are these direct expressions of the divine, that in itself is worthy of respect. So find that aspect in anyone else that is an expression of joy, my name for source, love, divine, infinite intelligence, and the respect comes naturally. Looking for something to respect causes us to go beyond the story and say, there is something deeper here. So sometimes when we're in challenging relationships, it's hard to engender any of these qualities, but there is a part of all of us that naturally knows these are here. They are completely in alignment with the soul. We are souls, and hopefully this acronym will help you hear, see, and acknowledge the soul in all of us. Hope you found that helpful. Thanks for joining me.